And I am very happy right now to sit down with Diane Gilbert. She is the head of the National Heritage Center for Constitutional Studies. Yes, the big kahuna. And you are in charge of the Constitutional Day celebration here at the Craponey Center in Concord, New Hampshire. And I want to say thank you very much for taking a few minutes with Granite Rock.
Thank you for the invitation to be with Granite Rock.
Yeah, I know that you're real busy running around trying to get everything done, so we'll try to keep this real quick. The purpose of today, from your standpoint, as pithily as possible, is to what?
To honor, commemorate the 227th anniversary of the 1787 signing of the Constitution. Say that 3 times fast.
No, thank you, because I can't do it. I know I'm not going to be able to do that. So the events that are going on today are what?
The events that are going on today are all teaching moments. We are an educational organization, so that is our focus, to get information back into the general public, the general society, that is no longer taught, to help reconnect people to the roots of the American Republic.
You're about to do another live.
One of the things that we talked about, or I just did an interview with Dan Itzy, who I believe he's a speaker here. Mm-hmm. He's certainly running around in costume garb.
Funny clothes.
Yeah, funny clothes, tri-corner hat. And I asked him the following question. I'm going to ask it to you slightly different. The differences between entitlements, privileges, and rights. And he went into a long technical explanation. My question is, do you think the typical ordinary person nowadays understands what they really are, or have we become such a jumbled mess about the Constitution and the real meaning of words that they've almost become meaningless?
All we can talk about as the people are rights and some privileges, but as far as entitlements, all we're entitled to do is to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. We are entitled to nothing more than that. We are to make our own way. And when you start to factor government in and the size of government, government's only role is to protect us so that we can pursue life, liberty, and happiness.
Which, way back when, the original wording was the pursuit of property.
Property, exactly.
But they thought that happiness sounded nicer.
Well, I think they thought that maybe property was too limiting, because in their day, they understood property to mean your rights of conscience, mm-hmm. your right to own land, your right to, again, pursue happiness. And they thought that maybe property would be too limiting. People would think of that mainly as land and buildings, and they wanted a broader picture.
At the end of this day, which will be later on this evening, because people are setting up for dinner as well as more speakers, what do you hope people will take away from the day's activities, which started early this afternoon?
I want people to understand that the framers built well. They did their job. That if the Constitution is in trouble, and it is, it's because we the people neglected to do our duty. With rights comes duty, and we have a duty to protect the Constitution and ensure that those we elect adhere and follow it. If they do not adhere and follow it, it's because we've done a lousy job of electing the right people. And the people need to understand and take responsibility for where we sit today. We are the government, but if we're going to turn that responsibility over to a handful of people, then we get the government they want us to have.
And unfortunately, I believe we are getting exactly that, where people can name all of the people, all the celebrities that had their nude pictures up on the cloud, and they can't name the Supreme Court justices, and they can't even name their federal legislators. But anyways, I know that you have to run, Diane, and I want to say thank you very much for inviting us here to be here, and we will be live streaming a little later on. Thank you to the folks kind folks at Grapponi who helped sort through the technical problems of getting net access and getting our line of sight for the video later on. And hopefully we can do another quick interview at the end, because I want to find out from you, gee, did you accomplish your goal?
Well, let me say this, Skip, that we're only too pleased to have you here. And we thank you for coming, because this is one way we get the information out to a broader audience. And that's our mission.
Well, very good. Diane Gilbert, see if I can do this without looking at the sign with the bad glasses. The National Heritage Center for Constitutional Studies, I want to say thank you for spending a few minutes with Granite Crock.
My pleasure.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Croc TV.